Dugaro. Thank you for joining us on the news this hour. Let's take a look at these figures. 0.5% of the candidates scored 300 and above. 4.2% got 250 and above. And about 24% scored 200 and above. So the majority of those who sat for this exam, 76% of them, are 200, below 200 rather. What are these figures saying to us?
Yeah, this is certainly scandalous. It's an indication that our children are not getting the type of education they deserve. It's also a sad commentary on the quality of teaching that children are receiving. It's very unfortunate for us. We haven't got the right human capital in place in our schools. The quality of teacher training we offer now is subpar. And so if you are not very careful, you might just blame the kids for not doing well in the exam. There are systemic challenges that are making it very difficult for these children to rise up to education. And so a lot of factors are involved. We are living in a country where education has been presented as scam. So children are not finding enough inspiration and motivation to work hard. And the teachers haven't got the right skills to be able to adopt the right pedagogical approaches to run their classrooms in a way that children can, approach this kind of exam and be able to do well in it. You have to understand that JAMB UTME is a notch higher than the school certificate exam that they write, which WAEC and NECO conduct. Unfortunately for us, what we find, those of us who do research in the system, is that right from kindergarten up to the time the children even finish undergraduate programs in the universities, all we concentrate on is helping them to consume quantities of information which they may not find useful just 2 months after graduating from the university. So we are not helping them to understand the materials we are presenting to them. We are not helping them to learn how to apply knowledge. So what has happened here is that JAMB UTME requires children to demonstrate understanding of the concepts they are confronted with and also demonstrate how to use those concepts to solve practical problems in life. Nobody taught them how to do that, and that's why we are where we are. And that's in addition to the distraction that is coming from social media.
But talk to us about the adequacy of the JAMB figure, as an evaluating factor for the quality of education here. Because when you compare it with results from WAEC and NECO, it would seem that our students are doing better. You see states recording as high as 70% success rate in those examinations.
Yeah, I just finished telling you that JAMB UTME is an exam meant for those who are aspiring to advance to higher education. And so the complexity of the exam is significantly higher than what you find at the school certificate level, which is the level at which WAEC and NECO operate. So it's understandable that children might be able to do well in school certificate exam, but may not be able to do well.
Oh, really? What does that say to us? Because, when you pass WAEC and NECO, that is, the examination you sit for after 6 years in school. So how does a student pass WAEC and NECO and fails JAMB? Are you saying that JAMB is requiring more than what the secondary schools in Nigeria are able to impact on the students?
Basically, that's what I have just finished telling you. But beyond that, we must also scrutinize the results we get from WAEC and NECO. If you do my kind of work as an educational researcher, you will also come to the understanding that most of those results that we hear from WAEC and NECO have no basis in reality, because so much of examination malpractice is going on, especially in the private education sector, where schools are making a deliberate effort to ensure that their students do well in these exams, and so many teachers are compromising, standards and ethics in an attempt to present their schools well, so that parents can, keep looking in their direction for enrollment of their children. So a whole lot of factors are responsible for this. So don't use WAEC and NECO to judge JAMB. For a start, JAMB UTME is a higher level exam. It's more complex. It requires more from the children. It doesn't require only you knowing something. It requires you not only knowing something, but you to understanding it and using it to solve practical problems. Why a lot of the time, what you find is that it's enough for you to probably cram things and give it back to the examiner, and you may be able to get an A. But JAMB is requiring you to demonstrate understanding of what you believe you know. Because in the university, you won't be taught the way you have been taught in high school. In high school, your teachers are always there for you. In the university, you do most of the work yourself. So you have to understand principles and theories to be able to cope with university education. So JAMB is trying to be sure that the people they're recruiting into tertiary level education are people who can cope with the demands that will come from professors who don't have the time to do the kind of work that teachers do at lower level.
Well, hopefully these figures would wake up stakeholders, and then we'll begin to ask the questions that must be asked and deal with the issues, more with more intensity in the coming days. Thank you for talking to us, education researcher Dr. Peter Uduguro.
My pleasure.
We're back with more stories after this break. Still with us.